Great morning. I'm saying great morning because I am now starting my day. And it is 9:46. I had a very bad dream last night at like 2 o'clock, and I feel like my last couple of videos I've been talking about how thrown off we've been, and but we actually have been back. Why am I doing this first? We've actually been back on our stuff, going to bed earlier than we typically do. I feel like this week has been a productive week so far, and it's only Wednesday. But then I had a horrible dream. It was so bad. And typically dreams don't shake me up like that. But yeah, it was a lot. And so I woke up at like 2 o'clock, and I did not go back to bed until 4. So much that I ordered Jessica's Christmas gifts while I was up. And I know it's like, now you're ordering it. Child, around this time of year, Jessica has me in a tizzy. Let me get a napkin and wash my hand real quick. We have our anniversary on November 30th, then her birthday, then there's Christmas, not including all the other people in our lives, their birthday thing, and like other things. So yeah, I'm still recovering from her birthday. But it's fine. We got all her gifts. I got one more gift that I think I'm gonna get, but I'm gonna get it in person. But anywho, yeah, so I was up, and then I woke up feeling super fatigued. Like I said, I don't think I've explained this in totality in my YouTube since we just started this journey not too long ago. And I won't get into it now because if you haven't told by now, I can be a chatty Cathy. Hence why we have a podcast. But I'll be sure to make that structured and all the things sometime in the future, especially as I figure it out. But anywho, I say that to say, one of the biggest challenges for my energy level is it feels like it's always something that's impeding. And now I was up for 2 hours, went back to sleep. My morning is definitely thrown off. I didn't go to the gym, but I'm also in my luteal phase of my cycle, and so that energy is down. I went to the gym yesterday and all the things, and today's technically leg day, but I have a meeting at 10 and my day needs to get started, so I'm gonna go on a walk. And I figured we can 2 for 1. I can film my vlog for today. I was gonna do something else, but we can go on our walk. I can be on my walk in the meeting and all the things. So, we pivot, and that is something similar to what we're gonna talk about today is a recent podcast episode, or the theme of this month's podcast episode, which is life transition. So I'm gonna drink my water and lemon for the first thing that I have for today, continue to put my shoes on and stuff, maybe use the bathroom one more time, and then we're gonna go ahead and get on the walk. All right. Hey guys, so we're pivoting. It is 10 o'clock and our meeting starts at 10. It's until like 11:30. So I may be having this conversation throughout the day at this point, but I want to first off start by saying today is December 18th, so happy Vlogmas day 18, and what we're going to talk about is 4 ways to prepare for this winter season. And like I said on my podcast, I'll be sure to link it. We've been talking about life transitions. So our first episode, we discussed what life transitions are. We provided examples of different life transitions. Our second episode, we provided a meditation just to continue to ground down into the topic, as well as find a way to welcome in some flow into our lives, especially amongst life transitions, right? And so I'm not going to go into the whole thing because, again, we have a whole episode about it. But our most recent episode on Sunday, we talked about the importance of being flexible and, again, allowing or creating a space for flow to be present during uncomfortable life transitions. And so we also brought up or highlighted a universal life transition that we're all about to go through, which is entering winter season, right? The winter solstice is coming up, I believe, on the 21st. So that may be on Saturday. That may be on Saturday. And with winter, it is a space of hibernation, yet new beginnings. It is a space of restoration, and it is a space to really sit in on the things that you've learned and received from fall, right? So, fall is a lot of rebirth, a lot of like, not even rebirth. Winter is more of the rebirth when you implement it, but fall is more of like that releasing, that killing, that and killing in a way of if it no longer serves us, right? If you think about it in the context of nature, fall, you see the leaves falling off, a lot of the vibrant flowers and plants that kind of come up through spring and summer kind of fall out, and then they come back. And so that is still the same vibe for our daily lives. And so, anywho, because that can be such a transitional space, in addition to the societal perspective that we are about to enter a new year, and so that's when we have New Year's resolutions, we have new goals, and all these things, which are really, really fair and really understood. But it can be difficult finding a balance between, hey, I know it's New Year, new me vibe, but also I'm feeling like I need to restore. I'm feeling like I need to nurture. I'm feeling like I need to really hone in on wellness practices or my craft or my business, just so that when the time comes, I am ready and I'm not feeling depleted before I even get started. And so, again, we talked about all that stuff in our episode, but what I really wanted to provide is 4 ways to really prepare for this winter season. And again, we talked about it on the pod, so if you're more of an audio person, definitely check us out there. But I wanted to provide those 4 ways here as well. But I guess I'll do it on my way back home or sometime throughout the day, because again, I need to hop on that meeting. It is 10:05. So I love you guys. I'm gonna get some like nature clips of my walk and kind of go from there. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day. And I'm acting like this is being posted now. It'll be all put together, so you'll see me in the next clip. But like, let's enjoy nature. It's very interesting right now because again, it's a little gloomy. The trees are a little bare. The colors are a little bit more toned down, but yet it's still beautiful. So yeah, y'all, I'll be back. Hey y'all, my legs hurt. My legs hurt. I walked 3.5 miles, no stretching. So that is going to be a part of my nighttime routine today for sure, to get some stretching in. I knew this was going to happen. Don't mind me. I am drinking green milk And this literally always happens. So I would never drink this in these cups specifically. Anywho, I would never drink it in these cups out and about. I have to shower and everything and get ready for my day. So act like this is not here. But like I said, I wanted to provide or discuss 4 ways that we talked about in our podcast episode today about on how to prepare for winter. Okay, so this is kind of like my book that I use to prepare for my um podcast episodes. So, like I said, I definitely talk about this a lot deeper into the episodes. It's like now the dogs want to start barking. This happened to me yesterday when I was doing a voice memo in my office. Okay, hopefully it's not too distracting and we can get this done. I got a lot of things to do today. Anywho, so I want to reiterate that we all experience life transitions differently. We're all preparing for restoration and the new year differently. We all resonate with the season of winter differently, and so really just keeping that in mind, not only just for this conversation, but every conversation that you hear here or in the world. We're not a one size fit all, right? So the first thing that I have on here is to reflect on the year. So I have a few questions. What worked this year? What are some things that you implemented and you're like, wow, this really supported the highest version of myself, or this routine, this structure was very helpful for myself, my family, etc. What didn't work? What are some things that you may enjoy doing, some habits you may enjoy doing that just were not conducive to your overall well being? And some of those things you may genuinely enjoy, but maybe they're not really fitting for this season of life. What is no longer serving, right? So, similar to the last question, and what ignites fire in you? What are some things that you do that really just set the tone for your day, for your week, for your month, for your work day, for your nighttime, whatever the case may be? Then the second way is to check in. What end of the spectrum are you on? Do you feel like you are in a space where you can really benefit from rest? And rest doesn't have to look like sleeping all the time, right? But maybe just slowing down, maybe being very intentional about your wellness routines, maybe hibernating a little bit more in a way that feels good for you. Or maybe you're in a space where, hey, I've been resting all year. I'm excited. I have these new ideas and I want to plan them out and put them out into the world. Whatever feels good for you, but check in on you specifically. Again, it's interesting because there's like these two energies of this is winter, and energetically it is congruent to slow down and to release what doesn't serve you. But then it's like New Year's. And so, in a society perspective, it's like, what's next? What we doing? What we hopping into? And I talk about this a lot in my podcast. And, some of you may know that energetically, spring is really the time to birth, to create, to expand. And yeah. So considering that, checking in, and maybe you're like, hey, I don't need a hibernation. I feel good. I am well rested. I am ready to execute. And that is okay as well. The third one is, how can you support yourself? What is it that you need? Again, when you're checking in and you've identified that, hey, I may need some rest, do you need to delegate a little bit more in your business or whatever the case may be? Do you need to have some forward conversation, some forward discussions with people in your life, family members, partners, and letting them know like, hey, I'm really trying to conserve my energy a little bit more, or I want us to conserve our energy a little bit more. So we are typically doing X, Y, and Z throughout the year. Can we take a break? Whatever the case may be. Lastly, I have, what are your intentions for the end of the year, and what are your intentions for the new year? I'm going to say this all the time. What works for me may not work for you. What works for you as a nurse practitioner may not work for the next nurse practitioner. And that's why I think it's so important, and the basis of Shots of Serenity as a whole, and really just a space that I really hold near to my heart is self-exploration. Tips, tricks, 4 ways are helpful, right? But sometimes it's important to remember to take what you need and leave what you don't. Really take time to slow down, check in with yourself, and ask yourself, what is it that I need? I know the world is telling me to do this, to do that, but like, what is it that I need? And how can I honor myself in that need without guilt, without feeling condemned, without feeling like you're less than? But yeah, how can I do so with grace? So that's what I wanted to talk about today. It is day 18, which is it's just interesting. I remember we started off actually, one of our clips in our first video was outside before I went on my run, and I went on a walk today. And I think this is my second. This is really the only second video where we talked about like walks and stuff. We went to the game, and we walked a good bit from where we parked, but yeah. So anyways, I hope that you guys are enjoying and that December has been graceful to you. If you have not, please tune into our podcast, because that is where I do a lot of chatting, and I know some platforms are different, so we'll see how this conversation resonates, at least on YouTube. And yeah, I love you. I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.